I'm joined by the ninth president of the International Olympic Committee, now in his seventh year in the job, Thomas Bach. President Bach, I guess let's just start with how you ultimately came to the decision announced on Tuesday to postpone the Games.
Because we had to see over the weekend and yesterday very alarming figures from all over the world. We see the beginning of an outbreak in Africa, which is very dangerous. We see an outbreak on some of the islands in Oceania. We see rapidly growing figures there in South America, and we have heard the World Health Organization speaking about an acceleration of the spread of the virus. This was very alarming news there on Sunday, on Monday, and we also saw more travel restrictions all across the globe. This is why then we agreed on this telephone call with the Prime Minister Abe today.
Was there a single tipping point to reach this decision?
For on our executive board meeting on Sunday, there was, for me, I must say, the point was when I saw the numbers in Africa. When these started there to spread on this huge continent, where now already more than 40 countries are concerned. This was the moment then when I called there an emergency meeting of the IOC Executive Board. And right after this Executive Board, there were more alarming news. And we saw, again, more travel restrictions. We saw the figures in some countries exploding. And then we took this decision to approach our partners in Japan to speak and then finally decide in agreement about this postponement of the Games.
There are some around the world who have asked why it took as long as it did, although you're telling us that it happened from Sunday to Tuesday, about 48 hours after the executive board meeting. How would you respond to that criticism that this should have been done sooner?
Because the shift, the focus shifted very much. At the beginning, the question for the IOC was, can our Japanese partners and friends offer safe conditions for a safe Games for the athletes and everybody involved? There we saw good progress in the numbers in Japan. We saw measures being taken, which made us confident that indeed Japan in 4.5 months could offer a safe Games. Then we had this wave of the spreading of the virus all over the world. So now the question was a very different one. Can Japan receive all these people there together from all over the world? Can the athletes, can everybody travel there safely? What are the restrictions in the different countries? And so when we saw this shift, we reacted immediately, and we were saying from the very beginning that we are monitoring the situation 24/7. This is what we did, and whenever we saw such a new development, we then adapted our scenarios, and this then is finally resulting in this postponement of the Games to safeguard the health of the athletes and everybody involved in the Games, and to contribute to the containment of the spreading of the virus across the globe.
How long do you think it will be until we know exactly when the Games will take place?
This is a very challenging question. The Olympic Games are the most complex event on this planet. You have to get together 11,000 athletes from 206 national Olympic committees and the IOC Refugee Olympic team. You have to have 33 international federations on board. You have to have the full cooperation of the organizing committee. This is key And there I'm very happy and satisfied that their Prime Minister Abe in this phone call today expressed the full commitment and support of the Japanese government for this endeavor. I did the same for the IOC. So now we have a huge jigsaw puzzle which we have to put together, and this will take some time, and this will also need the contribution of everybody, of the rights-holding broadcasters like NBC, of the many sponsors, of the international federations, of national Olympic committees, of governments, many, many more. And these will also need the understanding of the athletes and sometimes their patience and contribution, so that finally we can really celebrate these Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020, together, and then it will hopefully be a celebration of humanity after having overcome this unprecedented challenge of the coronavirus.
You said it will remain Tokyo 2020. Will the flame remain in Japan from now to whenever the games are contested? We
also took two very symbolic decisions today, not only about the postponement, but we also decided that the Olympic flame will stay in Japan until the opening of the Olympic Games. In this way, we wanted to express our commitment to the success of these games, but we also wanted to show our gratitude to the Japanese people who have embraced these Olympic Games and were longing for these Olympic Games with such an enthusiasm, who have welcomed this Olympic flame so warmly, who have done excellent preparation in great unity between the organizing committee, the Japanese Olympic Committee, the government, and the different levels of government. All this made Tokyo the best prepared city ever for the Olympic Games. And there we want to show our gratitude to all those in Japan who contributed to this. So the flame will stay in Japan, and at the same time we also said that the name will be kept. It will be the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, again to acknowledge this great work of the organizing committee and to show our commitment and our partnership with Japan.
Is next summer the ideal time to move it back to, in your opinion?
I don't know whether there is an ideal solution in this situation. You know, this is the first time in Olympic history that a postponement happens, and there we have no blueprint. We have to evaluate this very carefully. I said before, we need there also the consultation with the international federations. We have to see how their calendar could be affected, which contribution they are ready to make with regard to the calendar and the organization. We also have to see what effect this has on the broadcasting of the games worldwide, because more than half of the world population wants to follow these Olympic Games, and so we want to give all these fans and all these people interested in the Olympic Games to follow the games. So give us some time. I can only ask for this now, just maybe 2 hours after this decision and after this agreement there with Prime Minister Abe.
As many know, you are a gold medalist as a fencer representing West Germany in 1976. As an athlete, as an Olympian, as a gold medalist, what is your feeling about what has transpired today for the 11,000 athletes who would have been in Tokyo in a few months?
I think this is good news for the athletes. They know that their Olympic dream will come true, that they can compete in the Olympic Games, and that they can be the heart of this Olympic community, celebrating then hopefully the end and the light at the end of this tunnel, of this dark tunnel. They're all humanity, and we all together are going through at this very moment. So they can be a very important ambassador for this celebration of humanity, and for this determination of humanity, and of this true Olympic spirit. I also have to acknowledge that with this decision, not all uncertainties are gone, and there I can feel from my own experience with these athletes that they do not have all the answers yet, and so I can only ask for their understanding that we need there some more time again to postpone and to have a final format for the most complex event on this planet, which are the Olympic Games.
And for those who don't know, in 1980, when a lot of the Western world boycotted the Olympic Games, you were one of the athletes who was speaking on behalf of the West German athletes and team. So you single-handedly have experienced what it's like to be pointing towards an Olympic Games and then to have it taken away. Here, hopefully, it is just postponed. What can you say to the athletes from your unique perspective of having been planning to compete in the Olympics and then having to put that on hold?
Well, the circumstances are very different with this political boycott, and now here this pandemic of which so many human lives are affected, where people across the globe are suffering, do not know what's happening tomorrow with all this uncertainty. Therefore, you cannot really compare it. What you can say is that in a very different way, I know what uncertainty means, but it's a different way of uncertainty. And there I can only feel with these athletes, but also feel with the many people around the globe. You have this uncertainty, I have this uncertainty, everybody has this uncertainty at this very moment, because we do not know what's happening the next hour, what's happening there the next day. What we can do, and what I, according to my experience there at the time, and this is maybe the only part where you can compare it, is to really keep monitoring the situation, and then taking decisions based on the sound facts and not about speculations and political or other deliberations. It is about the lives of people, and this is the first priority. There the games have to stand there then behind, and we will there be guided by this principle that it is about to organize Olympic Games in an environment which is safe for the athletes and everybody involved, and which helps to contain the spreading of the virus.
It seems trivial, but about half of the athletes, a little more than half, have already qualified to be Olympians for Tokyo 2020. What should happen to those who have already qualified for the Games?
Oh, this is, first of all, a question with the international federations and with their qualification system. The dialogue has already started. I know that many international federations are already working on this. They will then consult with the IOC, and we will keep the consultations open. They're also with the national Olympic committees and the athletes' representatives there to come to the best possible solution. But and I also have to admit that in this unprecedented situation, I'm afraid there will be no ideal solution there, and we have to take this case by case and to find the best solution in the interest of the athletes and Olympic sport.
Lastly, I know this is a logistical mountain, the likes of which has never been climbed. Is there one specific logistic issue in Tokyo that is of the most urgent concern?
No, I cannot see this at this moment. You know, this jigsaw puzzle, there every piece has to fit. Otherwise, the puzzle is not complete. So there, every piece is important, and we have to put these together so that then these games can really reflect the Olympic spirit and can offer the best possible conditions for the athletes and all the fans and all spectators, everybody in a safe environment.
President Bach, we always appreciate your time. We look forward to these visits, however, hopefully under better circumstances and in person the next time we get to visit. But thank you for sharing some information with us today.
Thank you, Mike, for having had this opportunity, and I'm also looking forward to the next personal meeting then with you and all our friends in America. I wish all of you good health. Take good care of yourself, of your families, and also of your sport family and the Olympic family, so that we can get united in person as soon as possible.
Thank you, sir. Stay safe. Best to your family.